so we might have to do a part 2 relatively soon when they arrive. But you guys were very interested in seeing my collection, so let's go through them. This is a different style that we're doing today, as you could probably see. It's kind of more podcasty rather than me just kind of sitting in front of my computer and explaining you things or doing some gameplay of some description. So what we're going to do is I'm going to explain the shirts I have, maybe give you some backstory if there is any to give, and generally explain to you why I bought the shirt and if there's any interesting stories that go along with it. So sit back, relax. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, let's get into some interesting visuals and some hopefully quite nice, relaxing, rambly storytelling. So as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12. I have 17, I think I've counted that correctly, shirts here, which in terms of probably other people's collections is a bit weak. I have maybe another 10 elsewhere, mostly England non-forever shirts, as I said, but these are my non-England, well, apart from that one, which is my retro England shirt. I decided to add that just because I got it recently, but I thought as a caveat I should mention that the vast majority of these shirts, in fact I think only this Barcelona shirt isn't fake, the rest are all fake. And now I see a bit of a difference between a replica shirt like that England one and this Arsenal one, and that is it. Actually, that Tanzania shirt over there is not fake. I actually bought that in Tanzania. I don't know if that means it's not fake, or at least it's more authentic to some degree, but the rest are all full-on fakes, bought from places like AliExpress and DHgate for an absolutely dirt cheap price. I'm talking anywhere between £5 and £15, really, really cheap, whereas the Barcelona is from the Barcelona shop, at the Camp Nou. The Arsenal one and the England one are from more kind of reputable replica places, although still, by some people's definition, probably a fake. So let's kind of just start from the start, I suppose. This Bayer Leverkusen shirt is probably a very good example of one that I bought purely because I like the football team and I like the shirt, and there is not really much more story to go behind it, really. When I realised that you could buy these sorts of shirts, this is about 7 or 8 years ago, you could buy these shirts for so cheap, I kind of went on a bit of a spending spree. This is when I was about 17, 18 years old, and I remember playing football manager games with teams like Bayer Leverkusen, and I just remember I thought, if I can get it for £5, I'll buy it for £5, and here we are. I got Chinoglu on the back, number 10. Most of these shirts, in fact almost all of them, sparing maybe 2 or 3, have a name on the back, and that's because usually I've bought the shirt specifically for a player, or I've bought it for the design of the shirt like this, and then thought, well, you know what, I like that particular player, so I may as well get him. Or I would pick the quote-unquote talisman of that team at the time, and so that will kind of give you an idea of when I bought these shirts. I think I bought that around 2012, 13, maybe 2014. See, that's Bayer Leverkusen. I thought was really cool. I do quite like some of there are some patterns I really like, so this kind of block pattern I really love, and I think you'll see that in a number of shirts, which might seem a bit left field. But yeah, I like this shirt a lot. Generally, I don't like the dark colours like black and red, but this one's very good, and I like it a lot. You might see that some of them are missing, so maybe key, I don't know whether it be just some stitching or whatever. That's because they are really low quality. Like, for example, let's move on to the Lyon shirt, as you might be able to see. I don't know if that's going to be focusing. It's, starting to come off, and that's because when I bought them, I was playing a lot of five-a-side, so I would alternate all my shirts, and it became a bit of a running joke between my friends, like, how many shirts does this guy own? And every time I would re-wear a shirt, there'd be a letter missing off the name on the back, or, the Ligue 1 badge is starting to, it's completely lost all its colour. It looks, pretty cheap, but again, I bought this shirt purely because I think it's a really cool design at the time. I don't know what the Lyon shirt looks like now, but I just like it. I like the kind of vaguely pinstripe pattern of the red and blue. I like the big red bar, and I like these stripes at the top. I think that's a really, really cool design. What might be cool is if you guys try to guess before I flip the shirt over what player I've got on the back, and just bear in mind that I bought most of these shirts around 2013-14, so I got to forget. I think he still plays there. Might be mistaken. I'll try not to get too in the way of the camera, but this is a very new setup, so I may end up remaking this video, and you guys can just tell me if you like this setup or not. So you have Fekir, number 18. Cool shirt. Olympique Lyonnais. Olympique Lyon. I don't know how you pronounce it. I just know them as Lyon, actually. But let's keep going from the bottom. Bought around the same time, the Inter Milan shirt. I don't know if this is the away shirt at the time or the home shirt, but I just thought it was absolutely beautiful with the very classic Pereiro on the front as a sponsor. I like the airy. I wore this a lot actually while I was playing football because it is just classic. I have to say I'm a real fan of the Italian button-up, which has kind of been lost from most football shirts now, but I think it's maintained in Italy a bit more. But yeah, really cool shirt. I love the pinstripe. It looks like you're wearing some sort of combination of an Armani, like an Italian-made suit, and a football shirt. Really cool. Got an English flag at the top for some reason, not really sure why. Or St George's Cross, and it is a cardi on the back, so you can tell I've worn that a lot because it is starting to fray quite badly. But yeah, cardi number 9, he was pretty lethal at the time, so that again gives you an idea of when this was, because obviously Cardi has moved in the last 2 years, I think, to Psg, so actually it might have been longer than that, maybe in the last 3 or 4 years. But yeah, so let's move on to another Italian shirt. A personal favourite of mine, a bit small for me now that I've put on a bit of weight, but I do enjoy it. You can see how thin I was at the time actually by looking at this, because this used to fit me quite well, and that is a tiny, tiny, tiny shirt. Lovely badge on it, Syria badge. I have to say, I think the quality can be quite good from these replica fake places. But yeah, classic Roma shirt, no frills. I don't know if it should have a sponsor on the front, but I think it looks nice as it is. And judging by when I bought this, can you guess who's on the back? I'll give you 10 seconds. No, I won't, because it's so obvious. Totti number 10, who else really? I actually bought this shirt before I started dating my girlfriend who's from Roma, and when she saw me wearing this, yeah, I think that's when she might have fallen in love with me. I kid, of course, but I tell you what, it didn't hurt. So, Totti number 10. Let's not dwell on that one too long. Cool shirt, but nothing too special about it really. Actually recently purchased a retro Roma shirt, so hopefully if those arrive in the next couple of months we can do a part 2. Now some of you might be thinking, why does this guy have an Arsenal shirt? Because I'm actually not a massive fan of the style either. I mean, it's classic, nothing wrong with it. I don't not like it. I just don't particularly, especially this one. This is like the 2013 season, or maybe even 2014 again. Yeah, Emirates. It is what it is, really, isn't it? The Arsenal Puma shirt. I'll tell you the story behind this. When me and my friend, who I live with at uni for 2 years, actually actually a childhood friend of mine. We ended up going to the same uni as well. Best mates for the last since we were 7, so that's almost 2 decades now. He was, not quite so much anymore, but he was a big Arsenal fan as a kid. And when we lived together, we played a lot of Ultimate Team, 2-player Ultimate Team, so you play with a guest. And it's really hard if you're not that good at FIFA to play 2-player against some people on Ultimate Team. But we had Welbeck when he was at Arsenal. And he was just brilliant for us for some reason. This like 78, 79 rated Welbeck card was just unbeatable, and we scored so many goals with him. Kind of became a bit of a running joke given how much of a meme he was at the time as well. So if I'm not mistaken, it is in fact number 23 Welbeck on the back, and it's just a nice little memory from when me and him played Ultimate Team together in our not so distant youth. Not saying I'm not young. We were about 20 at the time, and it was just good fun. Not really doing any university work that we should have been doing, just playing a lot of FIFA together. And yeah, that's that. I wish I kept. He bought me this shirt, and I bought him this big, sort of 5 by 2 foot poster, which had Welbeck and a couple of other players who were kind of central to our team on that edition of Ultimate Team. I can't remember who, but I might have to ask him if he has that poster and borrow it for a video or something, because it's quite funny. At least as an in-joke it was. Maybe not so funny for you guys. Oh, there's actually 2 shirts here. There's that one and the Sampdoria. Let's start with this. This is my most recent edition. And by most recent, I mean this is the first football shirt that I've bought and added to my collection in the past probably 3 or 4 years. So, barring all the new seasons of actually that's not true. The England shirt I also bought quite recently, for the Euros. But in terms of club shirts that aren't long storyovers, this is the most recent one in about 4 years. Paris Saint-Germain. It arrived a month ago, and I'm sure you can guess who's on the back. I've wanted to get a Psg shirt for a while. I actually really like the design. Aside from all the oil money memes and the fact that lots of people do not like Paris Saint-Germain, you can't deny that they have style, and that certainly comes out in their shirt. I think it's just a beautifully simple yet elegant shirt. I love the badge. I like the logos, the sponsorships. And lovely lapel, and I don't know what you call these, like lapels of the arms. I'm sure there's a word for it. I can't think of right now, but beautiful shirt, really beautiful shirt. I got it with the UCL things on it because a friend of mine and I, of course, I'm going to try and get a Champions League, try to get to a Champions League game for PSG this year, if possible. I'm not sure how actually feasible that is, but we'll give it a go. And yeah, I'm sure you can guess who's on the back. It's Leonardo Messi. Shock. And I think you might be able to tell the issue with the back of this. Now, I bought this in a bit of a Messi mania haze as he looked confirmed to go to PSG. It said online, and apparently he was quoted, but maybe it was just some fake news, that he was going to have number 19, because that was the first shirt or something, or maybe the second shirt before he had number 10 at Barcelona that he wore, and apparently it was free. I think you might all know now that he's number 30 at PSG, which is a real shame for me. I should have waited an extra week and I would have had the right number, but actually I think it's quite funny, and I think it'll be a mildly funny anecdote whenever we go to Paris to watch him play, hopefully. If we do, I mean, that might be impossible, but still, I love the shirt. Very, very cool. Tell you what, how long we've been going for? Already been going for over 15 minutes. We might have to wrap this up. Okay, let's do a couple more shirts. Let's not drag this on too long. Plus, bending over like this is starting to hurt my back a little bit. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. This is one of my favourite shirts. Oh, I love this shirt. I was absolutely obsessed with the Wolfsburg style at the time. I actually also like the Werder Bremen shirt, but I love this classic pretty lethal the season I bought this. Like, honestly, I think he might have been top scorer in the Bundesliga or something, but yep, Bastos on the back. I kind of regret getting him, but there he is. Pride and place on the back of this lovely VfL Wolfsburg shirt. Yep, cool. Let's move on. Now, you might be able to see it in the corner of the screen, I'm not too sure, but I've had to cover kind of make a little sound barrier around my laptop because it is going crazy just recording audio, which is a bit annoying, but we must make do. So let's try my Valencia shirt now. I think this was the away shirt, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I might be wrong actually, it might have been the home shirt. But can we all just appreciate the beauty of this Valencia shirt? It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I mean, this is my favourite shirt in my collection. Every time I see it, it's just, I don't know, I love it, I love it. Royal blue with the yellow and red symbolised everything Valencia is, which is just like hot, 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 and I've never been. I would love to go to watch a Valencia game. I remember Valencia sort of 15 years ago, or maybe a bit less than that, 12, 13 years ago, when they had David Villa, David Silva as well, and a couple of other pretty good players. But yeah, I really rate Valencia. I think they're a super cool team. I love the fact that their like symbol is a bat. I think it's super cool. Everything about the team screams cool to me, and I love the shirt as well. So let's turn it over. Can you guess who's on the back? Danny Pereiro. At the time, he still is actually a very good player. But at the time, he was bloody unplayable. In fact, debatably, you could say he's better now, but had a bit of a different role at Valencia at the time. Can't claim to watch too much La Liga, but I just thought he was a really classy player, and I thought, yeah, let's get him on the back. General rule of thumb is that if I don't know a player to put on the back, I will just go with like the number 10, who was the number 10 at the time, or maybe a youth player who might have a bit of potential for the future, or just nothing. But I wanted Pereiro on the back of this one. Let's chuck that there. Let's take a look at this Sampdoria shirt. Now, I bought this one purely because I love the style at the time. Like I said, I love these sort of block pattern. Especially, I tell you what, my favourite combination is blue, white and red, or red, white and blue. Kind of the American colours and the British colours, actually, I suppose. Super disappointed with this shirt though, because the quality is so poor. You might be able to see that the stitching is just all a bit out. It's just really low quality. I'm trying to find where the camera might be able to see that well. It's all a bit off centre. So that badge in the middle of the kind of St George's cross is not in line with the centre of the shirt, and you can kind of see that with the crease. It's about half an inch to an inch to the left. He's missing his badges, which I'm pretty sure I paid for at the time, but you can hardly complain. And I also think I asked for someone like Gabbiadini on the back, but I didn't get it. And it now says Sampdo rather than Sampdoria, which once upon a time did actually say. But I'm not going to complain about the quality of the shirt because it's fake, and I mean, you get what you pay for. So just comparatively speaking, though, I was a bit disappointed, but I'm glad I've got the shirt because I do like Sampdoria as a team. I've actually recently added Sassuolo to my collection. I love Sassuolo as well. I've got Berardi on the back, but that's to arrive relatively soon. Coming on to probably my only official shirt in this entire collection, certainly the only official shirt in the set that I'm showing you now, and that is this 2009, my oldest shirt in this collection that I'm showing you, my 2009 Barcelona shirt. This is, in terms of design, my favourite is that Valencia. In terms of just which is my favourite shirt, you're looking right at it. This prime Barcelona 2009. I assume you can tell who's going to be on the back. We'll turn it over in a second, but I'm sure you know. We've already seen his name on another shirt, so let's put it that way. But yeah, I bought this when I was about 15, I think. Does that add up? 2009. in Spain is actually quite an important trophy. Much more so than the Community Shield, which people just kind of call it glorified and friendly these days. And yeah, we went there, and I was 14 and really into football, and this is my favourite team ever. The 2009 or 2008, 2009 Barcelona, prime Barcelona. In my opinion, it's the best team ever of anything ever, and I will not hear any argument against that. I'm sure that is a bias, but this is the team that made me fall in love with football. And Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Puyol, PK, Dani Alves, David Villa, Thierry Henry actually as well, technically, kind of towards the end of the prime Barcelona, I suppose, but this is the team that made me, I liked football before, I was really into it, but this team made me fall in love with a certain style and with just the romance of football. What a shirt it is in that respect, I just think it's brilliant. And it says FIFA World Champions, because obviously I assume they'd won the of course they won the Champions League before, didn't they? Maybe I think they might have even beaten Man United, and then subsequently gone on to win the Club World Cup. So yeah, they have that on it. And as you might expect, if I haven't made it obvious enough already, Leonardo Messi on the back, and you can tell that it's a good quality shirt, because I mean, I've worn it probably the most out of any of these, and playing football and going through the wash and whatever, and it still looks in tip-top condition, really. Maybe a few little frayed edges and whatever, but yeah, love it. Great memories of this shirt. Lots of 5-a-side and 11-a-side technically in that one. But I think on that note, we might leave it and then come back to these shirts in maybe a week or two. I'll give you a little teaser. Atletico Madrid. This retro one, that's New York City. I've got Borussia Dortmund over there, and I've got a bunch of four shirts at the end that I don't think are in shot. So actually, this is one of my favourites as well. It's the Rayo Vallecano shirt from around 12, 13, 14 seasons. Their away shirt, I think it's actually a tribute or some sort of support for LGBTQ, although I don't think I knew that at the time. Very supportive of the movement and everything, but I didn't actually know that this was a sort of support of the campaign. At least I think it was. I think I looked it up the other day when I was taking a look through my shirts. It's got a big rainbow. I just thought it was a really cool design. But yeah, those are the shirts. In the comments, try to guess. I've also got a Colombia national team shirt at the back and an American one, USA. So try to guess who's on the back of these shirts in the comments, I guess. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure how this is going to look. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very, very shortly.